today when senior citizens are dealing with COVID-19, outrageous healthcare costs, disinterested family members, and ageism, I present to you Lyrics of Mature Hearts, a book that celebrates the lives and legacies of older generations. Former Queen's Poet Laureate Hal Sirowitz provided this blurb. In this age of hopelessness, Bob McNeil's anthology is the missing link. It's a brilliant collection. While feeling great humility, I will share a poem from this collection titled Archived. Short-term memory loss is similar to watching TV commercials. The memories ask for my attention only to lose it by the next round of remembrances. Other times, that loss of short-term memories reminds me of movie trailers. Although the memories are loud and lavishly bright with self-importance, in the end, they leave no inerasable image. Sometimes short-term memories can appear like billboards through an express train window, flashing briefly as a locomotive moves to the next station. At this station of my mature life, I am content just having a long-term memory of once loving you.
Two battles. I can't speak for all men, Queen, only for myself. And I must confess this king has had his neglectful moments where he failed to acknowledge your pain and frustrations. While living in fear that he could be the next Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, or Elijah McClain, you too could be the next Sandra Bland, Breonna Taylor, or Dominique Fells. I need to remember and know that Black Lives Matter is not inclusive to my struggles alone, or else I'm no greater than the enemy who desires to divide, conquer, and persecute us for being our beautiful, brilliant Black selves. Systematic racism alone is an oppressive burden, but to make matters worse, under these challenging circumstances, some skinfolk ain't kinfolk. Some brothers are too poisoned by their own self-hatred, lacking active listening skills and empathy to hear and understand you in a world that wants to silence your voice, but quick to label you as being angry, combative, or defensive, blinded by their own shallow desires, only seeing you as their next sexual conquest. But what's done is done. Where do we go from here? It's time to move forward. It's time to do better. This is where the real work begins, through open communication, showing respect and understanding that sometimes we can agree to disagree, despite society's fragile attempts to justify men are from Mars, women are from Venus. The truth is, you and I, Queen and King, we need each other. United, strong, unbreakable. We can go further together than alone. You, Queen, remind me of the slogan printed on swank t-shirts that Philly sisters rocked back in the day in the early 90s. The Black woman, nature's perfect creation. And this king will do his best to honor the Most High's divine conception, learning from his mistakes, being a positive example for other kings, but most of all, standing by your side. Ashe.
Silence. When was silence a defense? When did we start to retreat? Tell me, when did dignity and justice disappear? When did it not matter? Tell me, when murder was accepted? Why have you not spoken? Take a stand. Were you not watching the freedom fighters? Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther King, Bob Marley, Rosa Parks, our heroes? Tell me, when silence was a defense? Am I alone? Am I the only one hurting? Whereas everyone gone, close mouth, keep silent. Well, no more. If I must be alone, I must to stand for truth, God's truth, to stand for justice, not to withdraw. I will pay the consequences. Am I in fear? Sure, it's human sensitivity, but it's through fear that courage is built. Can I withstand? At least I will try, but I guarantee that everyone will know that I spoke out and that silence was never my defense. Youth, we have ambition. My youth, how you stay so? How kind of behavior this? Who you are chatting about copper shot, Butterbrook tear gas waves? You are behave like you are T-Rex, Wolfgang Dracula, claim me I go for me jugular, but more want man with syntax, left it inspire, hopeful, merciful. Me nah behave like Freddy versus Jason or Grim Reaper. What it pay when all of them dead? So my youth, take up your pants in your hand, change up your ways, start act better, clean up your mind till you behave your much tire. Youth, stop cheat yourself, go out and get some certification in a plumbing or construction. Go learn a skill. If I know that are your plan, then sell some fruits, cherry, mango, guava, or some grown provision. Yam, cocoa, banana, or jelly water for the people instructor. Youth, elevate yourself, elevate your mind. Don't imprison, don't confine. As some say we hopeless, worthless, this a generation of viper. Prove them wrong. We not take bad talk. Negativity we eliminate from the electrons to the neurons. Positive energy we are emit from our cranium. My youth, take a leaf out about records. Running the race must have a plan. Be the best of you, your version. Conquer nation till you conquer planet. Till all the next generation will be a force to be reckoned with. Because you had ambition, made a plan, execution. Now, you is an inspiration. Thank you very much.
My first Black Lives Matter event, Plaza de las Cruces, September 12, 2020. We threw Frisbee on the grass by Bank of the West. Sylvia asked me who the middleman was and what's his favorite color. In the 9th century AD, the Chinese discovered gunpowder. They were looking for immortality. The late day sun was alien and carroty from the Colorado fires. I noticed at the time, you see, I'm not just looking back. The restaurant patio on the corner was at capacity and clapping emphatically for the white woman and her accompanist who performed a set of covers, including Tracy Chapman, but not Fast Car. They played the one that goes, "Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around." A little girl, she lost her favorite doll. And Franz Kafka said, "Everything you have, you will eventually lose, but love will return in a different form." A swimming child approaches your feet from the bottom of a mushroom cloud. In her mouth, a Confederate blood diamond. I looked around. I didn't see any Black people. 1 million dead birds found in the Tularosa Basin. Warblers, sparrows, swallows, blackbirds, western wood, peewees, flycatchers. Simple dehydration or too much smoke inhalation times 1 million. Did I already tell you about the Colorado fires? You know, I didn't see any police, but I saw so many men cruising down Main Street, half zombie, half yeoman farmers. And yeoman farmers were the farmers in Alabama that were too poor for slaves. But don't worry, you see, they were fiercely independent. And here's the thing, they're still here. I saw a man heading south into what we now call South Carolina. He was in a kind of stoga wagon with the Bible in one hand and Shakespeare in the other. Bell Hooks said white slave owners punished their slaves regularly for simply looking at them. Hey, I was in the basement of the Sigma Nu House in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and the pledge master told me, never make eye contact with an active. Eyelashes last about 150 days. Hasty constellations laid out like ropes on waves. They unravel on their way down. You know Stone Mountain? Robert E. Lee's as tall as a 9-story building. Jeff Davis's thumb is the size of a sofa. The largest bas relief sculpture in the world. Well, it can't be that hard to uncarve. The Miracle Whip potato salad, the baked beans, the stewed okra, the mac and cheese with the breadcrumb topping smelling of dead bodies. The human nose can detect about 1 trillion smells. I've never been inside a Black person's house. My therapist says white guilt doesn't help the movement. Sylvia wanted to know, does excitement always mean good? I told her, men used to solve their issues with duels. And she said, what did women do?
A talk with my mother. Her house looks like a tornado went through it. I hear she has a temperature that erupts like fire. My brother says she's just on her cycle, so it would be best not to question her desire. But no matter her history or state of mind, she is the co-creator of my design. Star goddess of day and night, giver of love and light. So I clenched the seeds of forgiveness in my right hand, and it was the winds of change that made me question the man who left my mother dressed in black. She once wore baby's blue and God's green, but now I watched her as she sat in a rocking chair with a head full of gray hair. And it was this acid rain of pain that was almost more than I could bear. Inside her eyes, I saw the alarm. She had been harmed, raped, drilled dry. I reached out for her and she pushed me away. She said, "It's hot in here. Open up a door or pay." As a brown tear rolled down her cheek, I emptied the seeds that I carried in that white cloth at her feet. And it was then that she allowed me to speak. I said, "I seek to inherit. I am the meek." She said, "In 2050, what do you want me to do, have, or be? I have 6 billion children and counting, and I guarantee no matter your efforts alone, more than half will live hungry. There are very little trees left to cultivate. Tell me, is it me or yourself that you hate? Do you really think that you can eat fading fossil fuels? Why does your demand for oil outweigh your demand for the organic food? I'm boiling hot. And what will you do if your father isn't coming and I'm all you've got? Mother Nature has brand new rules with little time to spare. Stop the bombs from bursting in air. Stop the rat race, the waste, the smoking pollution, the contaminated taste in my rivers, my dam. If you heed these words, together we can. God and I might even say, let us make a better man. Continue to mock me, and your children's children will not be here to understand. Nurture your nurturer within, or suffer more famine, more flood, more drought. Her final words, I brought you in this world, and I can't take you out.
African rock art used metaphors and symbolism to tell relevant tales on a poetic level. All this time later, by using rhythmically unforgettable words, here on this internet program, modern griots are engraving images on our minds. Upon a rock-sturdy foundation, the poets of the Harlem Book Fair build a reason for an interest in their work. Without a doubt, for that reason, every talented participant deserves a round of applause. Aside from that form of admiration, they deserve the support of your readership. So by all means, look up each of the noteworthy names and find the versified collections they created. On behalf of those poets, I thank everyone associated with the Harlem Book Fair. They gave us this forum so we can strike stones for a poetic fire. Moreover, I am grateful that this event will continue to let other talented literary artists blaze the future. We look forward to seeing you on our final day of the 2021 Harlem Book Fair on Saturday, July 31st. Now and forever, we live up to our mission with these words, #GlobalIam.